Springer Mountain Farms presents Chef Special, showcasing the best chefs in the Southeast and what makes their dishes so special. We stream live on Facebook and at SpringerMTN.com, Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see this week's Chef Special.
Hey everyone, it is Thursday night. You know what that means? It's time for your Chef Special, brought to you by Springer Mountain Farms. I am so thrilled to be at Krog Street Market with the one and only Chef Todd Ginsberg, who not only has one stall, but he has two stalls here, distinctly different, and we're going to explore both of them and the menu. So Chef, thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. It's great to be here on Thursday night.
That's right. And all right, let's talk about it because you have two dishes right in front of us here. I want to talk about Fred's Meat and Bread. First of all, love the name. Couldn't get more simple, straightforward.
Easy to remember.
Meat and Bread.
That's it.
And let's talk about that menu and what we have here.
Sure. So that menu is meat and bread and sandwiches. So we take some of those iconic sandwiches that we all grew up with, meatball parm, the grinder, cheesesteaks, the burgers, and that's what we have here. We have the burger, which is kind of what we're known for here, in addition to the cheesesteak. And then these huge batons of French fries with a garlic butter dressing and some ranch. Oh boy.
I just want to show everyone how absolutely delectable and delicious this is. I'm going to be polite and cut it in half and take a bite. But Chef, when I was reading all of the fabulous comments online, you know, one of the things, getting back to all the different types of sandwiches you have, is talking about the cheesesteak. Like that, people come from all over, I'm sure, for all the sandwiches, but why is that so iconic?
Well, I think it's one of those things that's tug at the nostalgia chords, kind of like the burger, right? Thank you. Yeah, it's a good.
God!
I like that burger. So it's made with our own bread. We make the bread every day at TGM Bread.
You can tell.
And we grind it twice a day, the meat. So it's good. It's good. It's a nice burger. I'm happy.
And when you talk about or we're thinking about conceptually this menu, were you wanting to kind of keep it where this is what we're doing, simple, delicious, doing everything.
10 sandwiches, French fries, some sauces, some great soft drinks that are curated by our manager, Slane Peavy. We have a rotation of many different types of nostalgic soft drinks, New Grape, Sun-Kissed, Triple X Root Beer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's just fun. And they're all made with sugarcane, no corn syrup, so that's fun as well.
Absolutely, it takes me back. I'm sorry, I didn't even dig in here. Talk to me about these fries and kind of glaze over them here.
These are my favorite fries. These are the garlic herb fries that we do. We have these Kennebec potatoes. We do a nice thick cut on them. And then we toss them in a little bit of garlic herb butter, fresh parsley, raw garlic, and some salt. And we have a ranch dipping dressing or a buttermilk herb.
Oh
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
you go. I'll go next.
See what happens when I come hungry to the Thursday night Chef Special?
That's nice.
And now, switching gears, you have a completely different menu right next door, the stall right next door at Yalla. First of all, tell everyone what Yalla means.
Yalla means let's go. It's an Arabic term that's used in basically all of Middle East that basically just says, come on, let's go, or, you know, how's everything going? It's one of those things that's it's like okay, or, you know, it's everywhere.
Right. Yalla.
Yalla, let's do it.
Let's do it. And talk about the menu there. We have a beautiful dish here and a lovely drink as well. So describe what's in this dish.
This is our chicken shawarma. We use Springer Mountain chicken thighs here.
Okay.
It's all dark meat. And we marinate it with spices and some olive oil. And then we serve it we roast it on a spit. And then we serve it with hummus, baba ganoush, some za'atar, some zhug, some harissa, a little spicy, some herbs, little marinated mushrooms in there.
The flavor, that is unbelievable. I mean,
it pops.
Flavor explosion.
Yeah.
Talk about some of your other menu items, because when I was thinking about what I was having for dinner after this interview, it's the menu item is so the menu items are varied. Yeah.
So it's all food that's inspired by the Middle East and Israel. It's all food that you can get on the streets or in a market over there.
Right.
We have falafel. We have a great little piece of steak called our minute steak. We take ribeye, we slice it very thin, and then we grill it. At about a minute it's cooked. And then we toss that with zhug, which is a green sauce, like a little spicy with jalapeno.
Is that it right here
That's
on
it
the
right there.
side? I'm gonna just taste that a little
Very
bit.
fresh, a little spicy, a little zippy.
Oh wow.
So we mix that with the grilled meat. We have lamb kebabs. So it's basically everything you get in the Middle East. You know, served with pita. We make a house-made lafa, or you can get it in the bowl as well.
And let's talk about how you came up with two completely different concepts. First of all, why here? Why Krog Street?
Well, obviously, the community is huge here. This is Inman Park. This is Graham Park. This is Cabbagetown. This is where I live. This is where my partners live. So we wanted to be a part of that from just a community standpoint.
Right.
But then the bonus of the Beltline, just being right off the Beltline to
know.
make, when we opened 2 years ago, the Beltline was just starting to take off, and it's done really well for us.
Absolutely.
And the market's just a wonderful place to be a part of.
It really is. We took our kids for the first time, What's Wrong With Us, about a year ago, and just being able to have that experience of going for a great walk, a great bike ride, but then you get to chill out, come get whatever you're in the mood for. It's really, it reminds me of something. I used to live in San Francisco, or like a San Francisco or New York. Just kind of that feel of whatever you want at your fingertips.
Families are making the day of it.
Yeah.
And also you can bring 10 different types of appetites and
Yes.
and tastes, and everybody will have something to find here.
Absolutely.
So that's
Everybody's
nice.
happy.
Everybody's
yeah.
happy.
And kind of take me through your culinary resume, shall we?
Okay.
But seriously, you grew up
An abbreviated version.
An
of it.
abbreviated.
Okay.
Yeah. We have about what all day, right? Don't we
Yeah.
all night? Let's talk about you grew up in New Jersey.
Yes.
And when did you first realize that you loved to cook? Who were your favorite influences?
Well, it wasn't until I was in college actually that I started to cook.
Really?
I was dating someone and I was working at restaurants as a server, and I would watch them cook, and I would go home and make it for her, the pastas and the Italian food. And I took a semester
Smart.
off, and her mom asked me if I had ever thought about going to culinary school. So after 3 years of college, I dropped out, and I went to culinary school a few months later, graduated from CIA in 2000.
Fantastic.
And I've been
yeah.
cooking ever since, 17 years now.
That's incredible. It's kind of interesting, you hear the stories of chefs saying, I was in the kitchen with grandma at 5, and you're like, oh, you felt a little late bloomer, so to speak.
I was 24 when I started cooking.
Yeah. And then, but look at now, you made up for lost time, that's for sure.
And now I'm still making the food that I used to eat as a kid.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think people love and appreciate about what you bring to us. Again, the flavor profiles, because it's foods that you used to enjoy. So how did you end up down here in Atlanta?
So after graduating culinary school, I wanted to work for Joel Antonez at the dining room
Yeah.
at the Ritz-Carlton in Buckhead.
Yes.
So I moved from New York to Atlanta, stayed here for about 3 years, moved back to New York City, worked at a restaurant called La Ducasse at the Essex House, stayed there for 2 years, came back down and worked for Concentrics,
Yes.
then Bocado,
Love Bocado,
and then I
yeah.
met my partners, Ben Johnson, Jennifer Johnson, and Shelley Sweet, and we opened the General Muir.
Yeah, and let's talk about General Muir, because I think for anybody that's here in the South thinking, gosh, we just don't have that New York deli flavor, feel, we don't have it, and then you brought it. And what year was that about, 2009?
12.
12.
Yeah, 12.
Okay.
So we just celebrated we actually were in construction in 12, and we didn't open our doors until January of 2013.
Are you amazed at the response?
We feel so blessed every day. Every day we walk in and we have, people in the restaurant, and it just feels like home. It feels like, it's part of the community, a religious community, a non-religious community, everything. It's wonderful. We're blessed.
And was that the intention for you to kind of, again, bring something that was home for you and bring it here to the South so people could have more exposure to it and let them know the kinds of meals that they can get, because they get everything from delis to traditional Jewish cuisine,
Yeah.
all of it and in between, right?
So one of the reasons why I opened the deli was I was having a son right before I started talking with my partners about opening the deli. And I wanted to do something more in the morning and the afternoons. Which was not the case. My grandparents owned a deli. My dad and I were having a conversation at a deli. He said, Todd, you're having a son. You should think about opening up a delicatessen so you have better hours. We wanted to make our own pastrami. We wanted to make our own rye bread.
Yes.
Matzo ball soup for the community. And I wanted to cook the food that I grew up eating, that I love, that reminded me of my parents, that I can give to my family, and that I can give to, others that crave that.
Right, right.
So.
And when you think about that menu, for anyone who's never been to General Mirror, what talk kind of run the gamut of the things that they can get. You mentioned pastrami.
Sure.
But really talk about how everything from taking out bagels, everything.
Yeah, so we have lox, we do all of our smoked fishes. We have sable, we have nova. We do bagels every morning. We do babka, we do challah on Fridays, matzo ball soup.
Yeah.
And then our dinner menu, which our chef de cuisine, his name is Telly Justice. So he's got a great background of a lot of different types of food, and that he and I are kind of trying to find the next step, the next evolution for the General Mirror dinner menu.
Really?
So it's going to include a lot of Middle Eastern style cooking, a lot of Ashkenazi, the Eastern European, but also also some French technique as well.
Now, I know that you're mentioning these different kind of international flavors. Have you been abroad a lot to get that influence?
I was able to work in Paris. I did a stage over there for a summer at Luca Carton.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What was that like?
They were very kind to me. It wasn't peeling carrots all day.
Right.
But it's grueling. I mean, those cooks would work 17, 18 hours a day and take
imagine.
a siesta or an hour break in the middle of it. 7 days a week, 6 days a week. I mean, it was just incredible.
It's more like baptism by fire, though.
Oh.
And then you think about that experience that you're getting.
Yeah, well, they were kind to me. They were nice to me, but I definitely was able to take in the experience of living in Paris and cooking in a kitchen, being surrounded by some of the best ingredients in the world at a 3-star restaurant.
Yeah.
So it was a dream come true.
I bet. And when you think about your influences from then, is there anybody in particular, that just for you really kind of set the tone for what you've been doing now the last few years?
That set the tone for my cooking now?
Yeah.
Well, I take a lot of my traveling, a lot of those experiences where I've traveled to and who I've met along the way, who I've cooked with along the way, some of the meals I had around their tables. I don't think it's just one individual.
Right.
I think it's a group of people and a group of experiences that have,
Shaped who you are,
and
really.
shape and where I'm going. Like, the General Mirror is a General Mirror, and obviously Fred's and Yala or something. Now we're doing an offshoot of the General Mirror called TGM Bagel at the Canteen.
Fabulous. Tell everyone about that. When is it open?
So the Canteen should be open May 22nd.
Awesome.
At 5th and Spring on Tech Square.
Oh, great spot.
We're going to draw from what we've done at the Krog Street Market. What we've seen here and what works. These food stalls that we have here, like Fred's and Yala and Grand Chimney Barbecue and a lot of the other ones in this market, people are gravitating towards it.
Yes.
And there's a huge business there as far as the students, the administration, the faculty, the businesses, and the people that live around that area at Tech Square.
Right.
And it's growing. And we're going to take that, what we've learned here, and make it into a micro food hall or food market at the Canteen.
Fantastic.
So it's going to be a Fred's Meat and Bread. It'll be a Yala there. There's going to be TGM Bagel, which we just spoke about a little bit.
Yeah.
And of course, there's going to be Square Bar, which we'll do fresh juices and smoothies in the mornings.
Yeah.
And then at night, we'll have a full bar program. Beers, cans of beer, wines, cans of wine,
Love it.
liquor, and then we'll have frosés and other types of slushy drinks, margaritas, and all that sorts of crazy stuff for the kids.
Yeah, well, there's so much happening here. This must be so exciting for you, especially from the times where you've gone and come back, to see the way that this food scene has really evolved here. I mean, would you have ever thought maybe 10, 15 years ago that it is what it is here in Atlanta?
The biggest part about why I think the community grows in Atlanta and the food scene grows is, first of all, the customers and the guests that come in every night.
Right.
That's huge. Then we also have, to me, in my opinion, and I could be biased, but the chefs here are colleagues of one another. I get phone calls, I make phone calls about what's going on, about how to do this, what have you seen?
Strong community.
It's a strong sense of community.
Yeah.
Not only are we here for a sense of, what may be going on in the community as far as if someone's in need,
Right.
Or like Team Heidi or something like that, but just what's going on in your business, or
Right.
We always feel like we can talk to each other. And
I've never seen anything like it personally, and living in other cities around this country.
Yeah.
This restaurant scene, and we talked about it before with the other chefs.
Yeah.
You're so supportive of one another, and in charity events, or like you said, you hear of any kind of need. I feel like you all rally and really are so supportive.
It's not even a question now. It's just like tell me when it is, and we'll be there.
And talk about, we got to mention Springer, of course. That's why we're here. The way that they celebrate their chefs, the way that they honor you, and are so supportive. What's your relationship been like with them, and why is it so important to support our local growers?
Well, you know, I talk about going to cook in France as a dream come true, right up there alongside cooking the Beard House. And you know, without Springer Mountain support,
yes,
I would not have been able to go to the Beard House. The Beard House, to be able to cook there, is a very prestigious thing, but it's also very expensive. The restaurants incur a lot of costs to be able to go up there, from shipping, from hotels, and everything else. And Springer was kind enough, and that partnership that we have, where they, you know, gave us a substantial amount of money to get up to the Beard House. So they've been a partner of ours for a long time. They've got a great product. It's consistent. It's good cost, and I'm able to give that right to the customers.
Absolutely. James Beard, a semi-finalist we need to mention, but it was funny. I have my little list. I almost needed like 3 sheets of paper talking about your accolades. Sorry, we got to brag on you for a minute.
Abbreviated version.
Abbreviated version for the sake of time. But I mean, best new chef, AJC, best burger, 5 chefs to watch. Let me turn it over. Top 50 restaurants in Mikado. Of course, your James Beard Award.
Nomination.
Nomination. Sorry, nomination. Still, come on, give me a break. What does that say to you? I mean, it's gotta make you feel good. Obviously, customers leaving with smiles on their face and saying we'll be back is the best reward. But when you see that your industry is supporting you, that's got to make you feel great.
It's, you know, to do what I love every day, to be recognized for it and to be appreciated for it, both by my peers and by the customers and my guests. You know, it's a dream come true. So.
And when you look ahead now, this 2017 with Canteen in that area, where you see yourself staying here and just kind of growing what you've done now, whether you're partnered with these, you know, amazing partners?
Mm-hmm. I would be very hard pressed to think of us going outside of the state, let alone outside of the perimeter.
Right.
There are some places right around the perimeter I would like to go to.
Yeah. There's
no doubt about it. But you know, I think we know our market. Our market knows us, and I think we're here. I think we're here for the long haul.
Good. And when you want to unwind, what do you do? Where do you go?
I usually go home. I usually go home.
But who's cooking?
I usually go out for dinner.
You do.
I go out for dinner quite a bit.
And what kind of food are you eating?
A lot of ethnic foods.
Yeah.
If I'm not going to ethnic food restaurants, I'm going to Boca Lupo because it's just down the street from me. I go to MF Sushi a bunch here.
It's nice to support, like you're saying, the neighborhood. Yeah.
Support the neighborhood. Support your local businesses. You know, without them, we don't grow.
Exactly. And I'm in a dilemma here. I don't know what to eat or what to do.
We got to make you one of those cheesesteaks too.
Oh, okay.
Really? I think that's what you're gonna have for lunch.
Well, I was trying to watch the waistline. Not right now. That was one of your reviews. It was like, don't go here if you're dieting. Go to enjoy and savor every single bite.
That's it.
And last, I forgot to ask what this is.
It's the pineapple pop. It's a turmeric and pineapple soda that's finished with local marigolds and thyme.
Okay, turmeric. So it's good for me.
It's good for the belly.
Yes.
It's good for you. Pineapples, just because it tastes great, and it's summery.
But it's not too sweet. I think that's a nice balance of all the combinations.
A little bit of lime juice.
So what was the motivation behind these kinds of drinks for Yalla?
Well, actually in the shooks or the markets in Israel, this is what you see. You see these fresh drinks where they make these bases, these different syrups and fruit juice concentrates that they make themselves, and then they'll finish it with soda.
I love it. I don't know how you're doing it all, but you're phenomenal, Chef. Thank you
so much. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
And this has been great.
And invite us back when you're in the new place, and we'd love to explore it and just, of course, eat, because that's what we do best here. Thank you so much. And don't forget, tune in next week, next Thursday night at 9, same time, same place. Chef Special, brought to you by Springer Mountain Farms. I'm Christine Pilara. Have a great night. I don't even know. I don't know. It's like, oh, I didn't taste fry.
Thanks for watching Chef Special, sponsored by Springer Mountain Farms, the recognized leader for all-natural, humanely raised chicken, certified by the American Humane Association. For more information, please go to springermtn.com. where you'll also find cooking tutorials, tips, live streams, and more. Don't forget to tune in next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Springer's Facebook page or at springermtn.com. See you next week.